Welcome back, St. Lucia. Thank you again for joining us. And this morning has returned. So if you just joined in, thank you so much for making the right choice and being here on DBS. Now, the Barron Foods International Pork Festival took place on Sunday. And let me tell you, despite the inclement weather, St. Lucians came out in full force. If you weren't there, or if you were and you still just want to reminisce, take a look at exactly what went down for PorkFest 2017.
When you grab me round to the body, tell we keep it lucky, lucky. Nobody else know how going on, tell we keep it lucky, lucky. And that from we start your bed. Hey boy, hold it down, 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 down. Hey boy, hold it down, 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 down. Hey boy, hold it down.
Whoa, hey, sing. There's something about you, girl. You the only one I can see. Spot you from a distance, I swear you should be next to me. It's so unusual, like you raise the hairs on my skin, yeah. Your style, your, all the ladies take a wine, wine, wine. There we go. So let's go, pull up. Come on, to back up now. Put your love, got you, turn up now. Won't be close to you, oh, I don't know, baby. Sing it. See, I wanna take you to a place where, if you're happy to be alive, somebody give us a signal, come on, signal. Everybody put your hands in the air. Tonight, say, I want you to so I can show you what I see.
So St. Lucia, we are here. Yes, the rain was falling earlier, but that did not prevent us St. Lucians from coming out to enjoy the Pork Fest. We are right now in a very special area. It is the CPJ branded Spirits Bar, and you can come and experience so many different things. We have Mangay Rum present, Jack Daniels, but of course, right now, present in the moment, we have Hisley representing for CPJ. So how do you feel? It's finally here, and we're in your amazing section, the CPJ Bar.
Yes, CPJ Bar, and persons can come and experience different expressions of different brands. For example, we're right now standing at the Mount Gay Bar. Across we have the Finlandia Bar, and to my right we have the Jack Daniels Bar. And we infuse different expressions of cocktails, so you can find the different brands with different cocktails, different mixes to your liking.
Now, of course, it's finally here. It was, highly anticipated, this collaboration, CPJ coming on board. So, how do you feel now and seeing St. Lucians come out and enjoying what CPJ has to offer right here at PorkFest?
Yeah, it's an excellent platform, it's an excellent opportunity, and persons are coming out in numbers and to experience the different cocktails and different things that CPJ has. We also do the foods, and persons have been really diving into all the foods and different things. The infusion of the wines and the spirits into the foods. So that is a plus for us.
I want everybody here to sing. I don't know what to do to me. When you whine, I'm going crazy. Come over here, my baby. Pretty girls down there, y'all see the body bouncing, 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 bouncing. Body roll like a dumpling, dumpling, dumpling. Boy, can you boy there? So.
Alright, St. Lucia, now PorkFest is all about indulging and enjoying the culinary experience. So I am here with Chef Skinner, of course he's from Coco Palm Resort. But right now we are in a CPJ food booth. This one is Jack Daniels. Everything is infused and should I say fueled by Jack Daniels, right, Chef?
Very correct. All of my sauces had some sort of reduction made from Jack Daniel. I had to get very creative with my team. Props to my team. They came up with some good ideas, and I think we did pretty well. Everybody complimented, so I could only assume that things was really good.
Now listen, when we came, the last set of pork sell out, so I think that's a sign that it was not just really good, but real.
Yeah. We've been having good reviews for the entire day, so I have to say, it went off really well. Yeah.
Now, how is it for you, being able to, even challenge yourself, come up with something new, and preparing something that people love so much in such a different way and different varieties, and of course, again, having that infusion of the Jack Daniels?
Well, they have several different flavors of Jack Daniels, and as a chef, once you taste an ingredient, you could kind of figure out what it would work well with. And I have a really good team of chefs that works with me, and we when we go into the kitchen, we call it the lab. So we go and we experiment and we come up with some really good stuff. Like today we did a really nice. Well, I'm from Trinidad as well, so I do some of my local dishes. I keep it really Caribbean because I'm a Caribbean chef first of all. So I did something they call jira pork, and I did a tamarind chutney, but I had a reduction with Jack Daniel, and I found it was really, really good. I think I'm going to put it on my menu actually. Yeah.
that's how the magic happens. So it started from the lab, executed here, and now it's going on the menu.
Correct.
That's just what it is. It's an experience. If you are a big foodie, then you should have been here. If you haven't, you missed out.
I just can't let you go. Now,
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
I just can't let you go. No, 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 not my baby. We were only strangers in the night, getting to know each other. The mood was right, strolling under the moonlight, hoping that we could get out of sight. And while the entertainer's singing his song, I hold a feeling oh so strong. Never thought love would look me in the eyes. I lift my head, oh what a big surprise. But there were people all around who tried to take the love from me.
All right, St. Lucia, so I managed to snag and to catch up with Dwayne Mendes. Of course, he's the one who is bringing us the 3rd annual Baron Foods International Pork Festival. So, I mean, how are you feeling? Of course, it was raining cats and dogs earlier. It has stopped. St. Lucians have come out in full force. So, Pork Fest is definitely unraveling and kicking off.
Well, I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling great. I always knew that the Castries Basin would support the event. We're very happy we're able to keep it at a very low price. Yes, it rained, but maybe it helped us manage the crowd better, and the food vendors were able to handle the crowd because our drinks are still doing very well, and we expect them to finish. So we're very excited. We learned a lot again from this experience. We had a little snag with the delays from the protests and stuff, you know, but I mean, put us under a little pressure. But my team is used to doing events, so we just kind of put in a double overtime. But we're very happy. Our sponsors are very happy. The ministries are very happy. This definitely could be a staple in St. Lucia's events calendar.
Perfect. Now, with that said, of course, we have to remind you, St. Lucia, that World Food Day was being celebrated at Pork Fest. Of course, we do know that it is happening Monday, the 16th. So, you know, there was a lot happening, and we have to give a major shout out to Baron Foods because this was the presenting sponsor on board from inception. So, you know, without their faith in Pork Fest, we'd not even be able to be at 3 years.
Yes, definitely. When I first brought it to Baron Foods, they were very excited, and they saw the vision. And look at what it has grown into, and we are very happy. We're talking about doing this for another 3 more years, and what more can I say? It's amazing. People love their food. It's a great family event. We love it.
Plenty of the booths I can tell you for sure we've been to. Food is almost sold out or even sold out. We caught one Chef Skinner, shout out to you too. Last set of pork was served, so we couldn't even get some for ourselves. So, you know, that just shows how people are indulging and enjoying the experience.
Definitely, and we're very happy about that. And more people are coming to understand that it is a family event. And as you can see, about 40% of the crowd are little kids, and we're very happy to see that. We're very happy about that.
All right, so St. Lucia, this just goes to show you, if you missed out, you missed a really good family event.
So there you have it, St. Lucia. That was the highlights from the Baron Foods International Pork Festival, and I think it was a really great thing that they collaborated. So the World Food Day activities were also celebrated during that too. So, I mean, it was definitely a good family event. Rain did not stop anybody from enjoying it. Local acts were amazing. So if you weren't there, you surely missed out, but I have a feeling we'll be seeing you next year. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. This morning is back on. I am Chayla Mendes, your host, and thank you again for joining us right here, of course, on your leader, that is DBS. Now, I have a friend of mine here from the YPG, and of course, I always get so super excited when I have friends come over with us on the show, and she's a lady after my own heart because we both really, really love cake. So, and we both have C names. I hope it's a C, right? No. Oops, okay, well, we still both really love cake. So let me introduce you to Clava. How are you today, hon?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing really great. And you are part of the YPG, and I know you as well have a story to share that I think other persons looking at this show today may connect with, or of course just draw inspiration from. So as you may know, YPG is the youth power group. So Clava, if you can tell us for you, where did your story begin, which of course led you to be part of YPG?
Okay, it started at the age of 12 when I was abused by a family member. I tried to speak about it, but nobody would believe me. So it began like I used to be very angry. I used to hold everything inside me. I would not speak about anything that I go through. So that's why it led me to come to the YPG because I needed help. I could see myself going not the way that I want to be in life because I could see that I could be a better person, but my attitude would not lead me to where I want to be.
Right. And I know for you, almost immediately when it happened, you did decide to share. And of course, they weren't listening. So if you can tell us a little bit about that.
Well, what I understood because I was 12, because children nowadays, they will understand these things from movies and so on. So I understood what was going on. I tried to speak about it, but then it was like I was doing something wrong by trying to speak about it. I asked for help, but this was like, okay, you lying or something like that. Yeah.
Now, for you at the moment, of course, when, your loved ones around you did not believe you, what were your thoughts in those moments and your feelings?
Well, at the time, I was feeling very suicidal. I tried a lot of things because I was asthmatic at the time. So they had one day I was crying a lot and I just passed out. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was dead. Then they had another time I went to the beach with some family members and I tried to drown myself. So I was very suicidal. I thought that, okay, well, nobody don't care about me. Nobody don't believe me. Then what's the sense of me being here? That's how I used to think.
Wow. Now, for you and of course with your story, because we've had other persons, and they come, you speak of your story and, people may choose to believe you, or in your case too, where you didn't have that support, so it kind of makes you feel alone. And I cannot even begin to imagine truly what those feelings were like, but we have to respect your honesty for that. What was the turning point for you? How did you get introduced to YPG?
Well, I was introduced to the YPG by a friend. First, he invited me, but I didn't want to come. I thought it was just another youth group. Like, the other youth groups, they would just be there doing whatever. But then when I decided to come, I saw that the YPG was different. They help you. They don't just, like, you come, you sit there, and nobody don't speak to you. People try their best to help you, and they give their best for you in the YPG.
Wow. So on that first moment when you walked through those doors and you were at the YPG building and part of that, what was your reaction to, how you were received?
Okay, when I first came, everybody was like, welcome to the YPG. And the youths there, they were happy. I was like, I want to be like that because I seen the youths, they did like they have nothing to worry about. And I'm here coming with everything negative. So I wanted to be free like these youths. That's how I wanted to be.
Now, in sharing your stories at the YPG, how did it make you feel when you realized at that point that you weren't alone, that other people had stories like you and you definitely weren't carrying the world on your shoulders by yourself?
Well, it made me very happy and at peace because I found a place that I fit in because there are other youths that have the same story. I spoke to one person about it and she was like, oh, me too. And I was like, wow. And you overcome? Well, I could overcome as well. That's how I felt.
Great. So tell us a little bit about the Clava today, that's healed and confident enough to be here and be so outspoken.
Well, to begin with, me being here, that's a big turn out for me because I would never come here and speak about it. I would hold everything and not say it. So that's one good thing. And I have peace now. I could go and speak to another girl that goes through the same situation. And now I'm happy. I have peace. I have joy. I don't even need to be there angry and worrying about other things. I have peace now.
Great. Now, this is what I love to hear. And of course, she's confident enough to be here sharing that with us. Clearly, we can see, well, we may not have known her back then, but, I'm definitely loving and enjoying the company and presence of the person that I'm with here today. So for other people who may need that intervention or need that support group, just let them know how they can be part of YPG.
Well, we are located on the Chaussee Road, Castries. We also have a branch in Vieux-Fort. That's for the extension. Mm-hmm. Come to the YPG. Come, you just say you want to join the YPG. You are welcome. You don't have to pay nothing. Everything is free. We open arms. The same people that are here talking about their stories, they are here open, willing to help another girl. Come to the YPG. you will have fun, you get a family that is willing and able to help you. Yes.
All right. Well, Calva, thank you very much for being here with us on this morning, hun. So just keep on shining. And St. Lucia, this is just a reminder to you that the YPG, the Youth Power Group, is here. So anybody, parent or youth watching, if you feel like you're alone or you need that support, then YPG is here. You can call them at 730-4040 as well. So they always do so many different activities. And again, just remember, I think from Calva's story, the main thing is that you are not alone. So if you feel like you don't have the support, then you have friends over at the YPG. So thanks again for being here.
You're welcome.
All right, and St. Lucia, we will see you soon. Good morning, everybody. St. Lucia, it's time to wake up. Special good morning to our Dennery fans and family. We are here in Dennery at the Richford Combined School, and I'm thrilled because we have Mrs. Jules here, a teacher, and she's very instrumental with the La Marguerite group here at the school. So first of all, pleasant good morning to you. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good. Quite all right, thanks.
And I'm so happy to be here and that we were able to make this happen. And if you didn't know, today there's going to be the celebration of the activities for one of our flower festivals, that is La Marguerite. So can you tell us a little bit more about La Marguerite?
Well, the La Marguerite Flower Festival is celebrated annually on the 17th of October, and it began the first time. We are told many stories about the history of the flower, but for me, I think the history of the flower began with the slaves mimicking the royalty at the time, giving them a forum to express themselves, their own culture. So the royalty or the plantation owners, they believed that the slaves were doing what they wanted them to do, but all the while they were actually subtly doing their own thing.
Very nice. Now, when we think of La Marguerite as well, there's different characters involved. So can you take us through the characters that we see present for La Marguerite?
Oh, you can get any number of characters present. Any character, any profession that is reflected in society is able to be reflected in the Marguerite Festival. But for my school, we have the royal family, prince, princess, king, queen. We have magistrates, we have lawyers, we have nurses, we have the regular floor members, and sadly we don't have any teachers. So maybe we might think of including teachers this year.
You all will have to hop on for that for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Now, with the flower, the Marguerite, why this symbol for that particular festivity?
Well,
what does it signify for the festival?
The festival is also rooted in the Feast of Saint Margaret. So we have a flower, just like with the La Rose, we have the rose. With the Margaret Festival, we also have the La Marguerite. So we have the Margaret flower just for the Margaret Festival, specifically for, and it is very rare. It is very rare. It is not something that you will find very easily. Sometimes when I try to look for it for our own school, it is very difficult to get it. So it's the only symbol, in fact, that the Margarets use as their symbol for the La Marguerite Festival.
Great. Now I know, of course, there's the rivalry between the two flowering groups. So just tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, it's healthy rivalry.
Okay.
In the past, it used to be something that the people took very seriously in the communities that were culturally rich. If you were Margaret, then you didn't speak to La Rose people. But now people have grown and it's friendly rivalry. Sometimes you have the very same persons who belong to the La Rose group belong to the Margaret group. So they've learned to tolerate each other and to actually be either or. So it depends. I guess lovers of culture.
Okay. And is there any major difference besides different flowers, with what the two groups do?
Well, they both celebrate in the same manner, but the Margarets like to think of themselves as being high society, sophisticated people, and they think of the La Rose as less of them.
So that's where they're right.
That is what it is. The Margarets think that they are above everybody else. They're royal. They call the La Rose people uncivilized. If you listen to their songs, they have it's embedded in there. And one other thing that is very significant is the food. After the celebration, then we have the Gouan Koudme for La Rose. They have their food, Domwe. But for the Margarets, they have sophisticated food. So the food that you'll find in hotels, and the macaroni and cheese and lasagna and that kind of thing. So they have a lot of nice high-class drink and food. So that is a significant difference among them.
Well, you see now, I didn't know that about the Coud Mess. So again, St. Lucia, we are learning. And for you being a teacher and of course instrumental in pushing the group and keeping the culture alive with the students, how does it feel and why do you think it's important to share and keep the traditions going?
Well, your culture reflects who you are. And your culture is very significant in the life of anybody. I love culture, and I think it is very important that the children learn what their roots are. The children learn how to appreciate and value their culture, because many times we hear in the media all the time that, oh, our culture has been lost to the metropolitan countries. But what do we do as a people to pass our culture on? This is one of the ways in which we do it at Richford Combined. We expose the children to the festivals, and Journée Creole is around the corner. We expose them. So here, we like to develop our children holistically, not just the academics, but expose them to the little bits of the culture that we are able to. So for me, that's a big thing.
Great.
That's a big thing. And my students take it very seriously. To date, students who have left this school, they've returned to us, can we participate in your Margaret group? And they are indeed instrumental in the formation of a group at the Grand Riviere Secondary. Those who went across, they demanded of the teachers that they want to participate in the Margaret group. So now they have a group there. So that signifies some level of growth for the festival and for our culture.
Perfect. Well, I love the sound of that, and I'm absolutely thrilled to see again, we have persons like you, and of course, special good morning to the teachers, staff down here at the school, keeping the culture alive. So St. Lucia, the festival and the celebration is going to be happening later today in Labrie. So if you can, make sure you come out, support, and of course, see the youth just indulge and enjoy our culture.
Definitely.
So,
it starts at 10 in the morning with a mass. In fact, 9:30 in the morning with a mass. And then, so come enjoy yourself. When you enjoy Kautuk Moon, everybody in St. Lucia, come enjoy the Margaret Festival with us this year.
All right. Vive la Marguerite!
Vive la Marguerite!
So there you have it, St. Lucia. We've filled up your cup with that daily dose of everything you need, so you go out and just be the most awesome you can be. Because, of course, you had to get that daily dose of this morning. See what I did there? Anyways, everybody, so today we are celebrating La Marguerite. So if you didn't know that, again, we're keeping you in the know, and we have a special treat for you, each and every one of you. We have our friends from the Richford Combined School putting together a parade for us, and of course singing, chanting. So definitely cultural, definitely something we need to embrace. So listen, go out and have an amazing day, and of course enjoy the following. Vive la Marguerite!